In this video, I'm going to be reviewing all of the different game passes in Emergency Response Liberty County and telling you which ones are the best in my opinion, which ones are the best for the price, and what each one gives you. So if you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe as it does help out a lot. But let's get straight into this. So it's fair to say that in ERLC there are a lot of game passes, and there are also some kind of less known game passes. So over on the server, if I go to own servers, as you can see, I can press upgrade packs here, and there are 4 more quote-unquote game passes here. I'm not sure if these would be classed as game passes, but you do have to buy them and they give you advantages in a game, which is pretty much what the definition of game pass is. So I do apologize if you can hear my dog in the background, but let's go. So over here on the ERLC homepage, as you can see, we have 7 game passes here. So we have big guns, we have classic cars, police customization, detective, premium housing, SWAT team, and permanent scanner. So we'll start off with the big guns game pass. So with this game pass, you get the submachine gun and you get a sniper. So if I head over to the gun store, which I'm actually right next to coincidentally, then I'll show you the 2 guns you get with this. So a sniper is very useful, and you can only get the sniper if you have the big guns game pass. So the ones we get are this one, which is the PPSH-41 machine gun, and we have the Remington MSR. So obviously you have to pay for these when you buy them. So the machine gun is 1,900. I believe the sniper is about 2,000. I'm not exactly sure, but these are really good. Especially I love the sniper. So obviously it looks like this. If we just put it down there, as you can see, that looks really cool there. And then obviously if you right click, you can kind of zoom in on your scope, and you can obviously look at people like this and you can snipe them from a distance. So yeah, these are definitely good guns here, and the sniper is a great gun, as I've already said, and so is the machine gun. So the big guns game pass is very good in my opinion, but I only recommend it if you are on the criminal team a lot, or if you use guns a lot. If you mainly play on the police, then maybe big guns is a game pass that you shouldn't really consider getting unless obviously you want it and you have the Robux spare. But this one is 185 Robux, and as we can see here, it does say more guns will be added in the near future, so that is really cool. And then next up we have the classic cars game pass. So this one is only 95 Robux, and it's pretty cool. I believe you get about 6 cars in this game pass. So let's see if it says in the description here. So it doesn't say what cars you actually get, but what you do have to do is you actually have to buy the cars every time. So you have to buy all of the classic cars anyway. You don't get them for free. So even if you buy the game pass, you still need to have a lot of money to buy them all. So I'm not sure which ones are classic cars. I think they are all just kind of spread out here. They do say, so this is the first classic car, the 1968 Sentinel Platinum. Then we've got the 1984 Chevron L/M. We've got the 1984 Velfire Runabout. That one looks really cool there. I think we've got some more down here. So we've got the 1977 Arrow Phoenix National. So that one's pretty cool. We've got the 1969 Bullhorn Prancer Classic. We've got the Chevron Corvette C1, and I believe that is all of them. So I think that was about 6 or so vehicles. So definitely worth it if you like classic cars, but obviously if you don't really drive around in classic cars much, and to be honest, they aren't the fastest vehicles. So if you have kind of exotic cars, then maybe that game pass is not for you, unless you go to a lot of car shows in game, or you like to show off, or you just like classic cars in general. And if you do, then you should consider buying this game pass. But otherwise, I don't really recommend you get this game pass if you mainly play on the police team, or if you just want a fast car, then I don't recommend it, because they're not too fast, and you obviously do have to spend your money buying them as well. So if you're saving for like the Bugatti or something, then you won't be able to actually use any of the classic cars unless you spend some of your money to actually buy them. But overall, I say this game pass is a pretty good game pass, and if you like classic cars, I highly recommend that you get it. And then next up we have one of my personal favorites, which is the police customization packages. So as you can see, this game pass gives you instant access to the slick top police vehicle package and the option to delete the rambar or spotlight. So if we join on to the police team here, if we just go teams, police 127, also on the sheriff team obviously, there are a few fans here, so shout out to them. If you just run out here to the car spawner, then as you can see on every single car, if you just press edit packages here, then you do need a standard one to get the slick top. But as you can see, if we get the slick top here, as you can see, the light bar from the top is removed, and you can also delete the spotlight. So the little spotlight on the side there, if we press delete, as you can see, that fully removes the spotlight there and just replaces it with the wing mirror. So that is all currently. And the ram bar, obviously, yeah, so you can remove the ram bar as well here. So if you have an undercover car here, then you can remove the spotlight, you can remove the ram bar, then you can change the wheels if you like. And as you can see, you have a really nice kind of undercover car here, but I think the ram bar and the spotlight are by default there. So as you can see, if you have that, it kind of blows your cover of an undercover car. So it's really good if you like to go really undercover with that. And obviously on some really nice cars like the Mustang, if you get it in standard and you get it slick top, or actually ghost and slick top looks quite nice. And obviously you can remove all of this stuff, and then when you spawn in and turn on your lights, it looks really cool. So the lights go from the top down to the bottom here on the side, and as you can see, that looks really cool there. So if you've ever wondered what this is and how you get it, then you need the slick top game pass for it. But it is really cool here. So the ram bar is gone, and obviously the spotlight on the side is gone, and you can do that with any vehicle on ghost or standard mode, I believe. So overall, this game pass is one of my favorites. I normally use slick top cars a lot, to be honest. I think they look really nice, and I love the light bar on the bottom there, and how you can remove the ram bar on the spotlight. So if you play on the police team a lot, then I do recommend that you consider buying this game pass. In my opinion, one of the best. But let's move on. So next up, we have the detective game pass. So this gives you special detective perks in the game. This includes undercover car package, undercover uniform, and detective tools. So if we head, well, we're still onto the police team. So if we go back to the vehicle spawn, as you can see, literally every single car has an undercover, and you can also change the color of them as well. So obviously, if you want more colors, then you can go to the garage here. So these cars are really nice in undercover, and we'll check out some of the tools inside. So as you can see here, we have the detective uniform, which looks pretty cool, to be honest. And then we have a few tools over here as well. So we have police tape and evidence markers. So you can place the police tape wherever you want. So if you want to like place it here to here, then you can do that. And obviously you can see it does that there. And if you want to do it over here as well, then you can do it anywhere. You can do it from wall to wall. You can even attach it to vehicles there, and then place it there and things. So it is really cool there. And then evidence markers, so you can place these down. You can hold R to rotate them, and I believe you can place 4. So you can place 4 evidence markers. Obviously if you're in a private server, then that's different, because you can remove game restrictions, so you can place quite a lot more if game restrictions are off in your private server. But yeah, so you can change the color of the cars more in the actual garage if you drive over there, and then you can change it a lot, but you can't change the color of the wheels. Sadly, maybe that will come in the future, but I totally understand, because police cars would not drive around with gold wheels. So once again, if you play on the police team, I highly recommend this game pass. I think a lot of people have this one. It's a really cool game pass, probably my most recommended if you play on the police team. Because obviously detective, police tape, and evidence markers, as well as the undercover cars, are really useful there. So let's move on to the next one. So next up, we have the premium housing game pass. So this one, to me, in my opinion, is probably my least recommended of all of the game passes. So if I drive over to the housing suburbs, then I will show you what these houses look like. So in my opinion, they are very basic, especially for the price of this one being 145 Robux. That is quite a lot, and what you get is basically nothing. Like, you don't really get anything special. So if we drive over to the housing suburbs just down here, then all of the 2-story houses you can see are premium house game pass. So this one just here, as you can see, this is a premium house. So every single house you see that has 2 floors or is a 2-story house is part of the premium game pass. So as you can see, the large house here has 2-story and has a garage. So if you buy that, then you can buy it for however long. It is still quite expensive. So as you can see, 5 days is $18,000. But as you can see here, it's really nice. But as you can see here, there isn't really too much going on, and if we go inside, it is very bland. Let me mute my phone here. So as you can see, inside it is very basic. There's nothing really special going on in here. A little room under here with nothing in. You've got an office here, kind of a living area, then you've got a little room here, I guess. Then obviously the kitchen, the dining room. Up here there are a few bedrooms to this one, and then a little bathroom here. Through here we've got another bedroom, and then another bedroom, and then a bathroom, and then another bedroom. So it is quite big, but to be honest, it's not really needed, to be honest, unless you roleplay a significant amount. account in public servers or private servers obviously, then I don't really recommend that you get this one. However, one good thing I do like about this is that you can actually spawn in a car at the garages. So every car you own you can spawn in here. Now you can't spawn in cars that you don't own, and you can't buy cars that you don't own. So if you want to buy a car, you still have to go to civilian spawn, but any car you do own you can spawn in here. So I do think that's pretty cool. And also, as you can see, the medium house here does have a garage, but you can only use it if you have the Game Pass. So I don't think it will let me buy this because I already own a house, as you can see. But this one does actually have a garage here, but as you can see, you can only use the garage if you have the premium house in Game Pass. So if you roleplay a lot, then I recommend this, but really in my opinion I don't recommend you get this one too much. Probably my least recommended. But let's move on to the next one. So the next Game Pass that we're going to be reviewing is the permanent scanner Game Pass. So this one is kind of a bit of a weird Game Pass in my opinion. So if you don't know, the scanner is like a little radio, and as you can see here it says once activated the scanner will show police radio chat and show locations of nearby cops on your map. The scanner will last for 7 minutes before the battery dies. After that the scanner will need to recharge for 5 minutes. So you can activate this here, and if I activate it, as you can see it says police radio chat will show here when someone chat, and it says while the scanner is active you'll be able to see police radio chat. So if we go on my map, as you can see in this little yellow circle here, every single cop in that yellow circle will show up here. So as you can see, we can see all of the cops here, and you can also see their call sign if you hover over it. And as you can see, there are 3 cops in my area right now, and if I drive around then I'll see more cops, the ones that are over here and things. So you can see them in this area here, and this area is fairly big, to be honest. It's quite a good range. However, this Game Pass you don't really need, because you can buy the scanner every time you need it. So obviously if you just go over to the tool store, then you can buy the scanner for $1,500 I believe, and obviously you'll get the scanner exactly the same as it is here. But obviously with this you don't actually have to buy each time, so every single time you get arrested, so this will always be in your inventory even if you die or if you get arrested or anything, and you do not have to buy it ever again. It is permanently in your inventory. So again, if you play on the criminal team a lot, then I highly recommend this one, but if you don't, then I don't really recommend it, because you can just buy it if you use the criminal team anyway. So unless you use it like all the time, then I don't recommend buying it. But make sure you actually check out the police scanner from the tool store before you go ahead and choose to buy the Game Pass for it. But in my opinion, unless you play on the criminal team or play as a criminal a lot, then this is a useless Game Pass and you don't really need it. But for 80 Robux, it is a very good Game Pass, and I recommend it to anyone who plays as a criminal a lot. So as you can see, the police radio is showing up here. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one and the final one is the SWAT Team Game Pass. So as you can see, it gives you access to all of the SWAT content. So this includes tactical uniform, tactical vest, battering ram, armored truck, rifle, sniper, and the SWAT vehicle texture. So if we join on to the police team, there's actually a SWAT Bearcat right here, which is quite a coincidence. But if I join on to the police team here, again, it is a shame on the sheriff team, but all of the SWAT stuff on the sheriff team is green, whereas on the police team it is normal black. I obviously prefer the black quite a lot. I think it looks pretty cool. But obviously if you want it green, you can join onto the sheriff team. So this is the SWAT uniform here. You need the SWAT Game Pass for it obviously, and it looks pretty cool. And then if you go over to gear just here, as you can see, there are about 5 things here that you can actually equip. So we've got the SWAT helmet, and as you can see in the top right, there are loads of options for this. So you can get all of this on, you can remove your hats, and then as you can see, you look really geared out there. And then obviously there is the SWAT vest as well. So depending on what kind of avatar animations or what kind of body parts you have on, or how your avatar looks, then you can equip these 2 different ones. Obviously this one is made for people that have the more kind of realistic, I guess, avatar, and then obviously this one, the normal vest, is for people who have a blocky avatar like me, and it fits on really nicely there. So as you can see, it looks pretty cool. The helmet does have a flashlight as well, as you can see there. Obviously you can turn it all off if you don't want it again, but obviously you do lose your hair if you press remove hats. You can just reset to get it back. And then the final gear that you get on the SWAT team, and then 2 more gears that you get on the SWAT team, is a battering ram. So this is pretty useful, because if anyone is wanted and they go into a house, then only SWAT can enter it. So only if you have a battle. So you can't enter a wanted person's house unless they unlock the doors, obviously, or unless you have the battering ram here. So you have to have the SWAT game pass if you want to get into a locked wanted person's house. And then the other gear we have is the ballistic shield. So this is a bulletproof shield, so I don't think it takes away all of the bullets or all of the damage, but it definitely takes away a bit of the damage, I think. And then obviously with the vest and the helmet as well, I'm not sure if they take away any damage either, or if they kind of give you any extra health, but I believe they do. I'm not exactly sure on that though, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the shield does. So altogether you can become quite a lot stronger than other people, and if you have like a team of 4 of you, then you will be really OP against a lot of criminals. So obviously you can get that if you want to. But then let's move on to the guns. So over here with the guns, as you can see, we have the Orsis T5000, and this is basically a sniper but for police, so it's a little bit of a different one. It's the same kind of system, it's the same scope and stuff, so really nice there. Obviously this one is black and I think it looks really nice there. It is a different model, slightly different model, but it's still really cool nevertheless. And then as a more normal kind of rifle, we have the SWAT G36C. So this is just like a normal kind of rifle. This is what they would normally use. As you can see, it shoots very fast there. That vehicle is on fire, but yeah, that's really cool there. So now we'll move on to the vehicles. So there are quite a lot of vehicles, so I'm not sure exactly what vehicles have a SWAT livery, but some of them definitely do. So if I can find the van quickly, so the Tahoe here, as you can see, it actually has a SWAT livery for it. So it says River City SWAT on the side there, so it's just a little extra SWAT livery. I don't believe it's any more defensive, but it's just a cool vehicle to go in if you want to. And then obviously the van also has a SWAT texture, so police, special weapons and tactics, which is obviously the SWAT vehicle, as you can see it says down here. But then the main vehicle that everyone wants is the SWAT truck, or the SWAT Bearcat it used to be. So this vehicle does require the corporal rank, please make sure you bear that in mind, but this vehicle is really nice here. So I believe you can get about 10 people in this vehicle, so you can have 2 in the front, you can have 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and then I'm not sure if you can get people on the inside of it as well, but if you can't, then you can get 6, and if you can, then I believe you will be able to get about 10 to 12. That's really cool there. And if we just step on the side here, as you can see, it has a really cool kind of animation there, and if someone is driving as well, then you can hang off the side. And as you can see, there are 4 different spots here, so there's also the same as this but around the other side. As you can see, this guy is demonstrating it, so if he stays on there and I just start driving, then as you can see, he's hanging off of the side there, and it looks really cool if you're arriving towards a scene. It also has the front lights and the rear lights, and that looks really cool. And then the emergency lights here. This doesn't have any extra liveries, but this does have a lot more resilience. So if I crash into this little street light down here, as you can see, it removes a very little amount of damage from my vehicle, whereas if I did that in a normal car, it would remove quite a lot. And this also has a lot more bulletproof tires, so you have to shoot at it a lot more to pop the tires. I believe you can pop the tires, but you have to shoot at it a lot more. And obviously a disadvantage to this is that it is very slow here. As you can see, we are actually slowing down going up this hill instead of speeding up. So it is very slow here, but it is very cool. And obviously you're not really meant to do pursuits and things in this. You are only meant to respond to like really high threat and to really high threat calls in this. So it's really cool. So if you play on the police team, then I highly recommend this vehicle, but if you don't play on the police or sheriff team too much, then I don't recommend this. And obviously make sure you are the corporal rank before you get this, otherwise you won't actually be able to use like the main thing that everyone wants it for, which is the SWAT truck here. So that is all of the actual game passes. But if we go up here to menu, then we have servers here, and then if you just go to one of your own servers, as you can see, there are some upgrade packs here. So I'm not going to go through these in too much detail, but custom livery lets you change the livery on any police or sheriff vehicle to anything you want. You can make your own, or you can use other people's liveries if you want. You can't do it onto the SWAT Bearcat, but you can do it onto every other police or sheriff vehicle. So that is pretty cool. I believe this one is 500 Robux. So yeah, 500 Robux for this one. Then we have premium server settings, so it gives you access to several settings to fully customize your server. So that's just a lot of settings like free cam, like cinematic mode, and things like that. You can check out a more in-depth video on that if you want to. And this one is, I'm not sure how much that one is, but I think it's about 200-ish. Then we have the roleplay pack. You can change the uniforms on the police and sheriff team to whatever you want or what other people have made with this, and you also get a few other options as well. And then with the pro server, this gives you professional features like a custom server icon. So if I just go to one of the listed servers here, then as you can see they have their own little icon here. Not all of them do, but if you have the Game Pass then obviously they will. So some of these look really cool. You can only see it if you actually click on it. So yeah, that is all of the actual Game Passes there. So overall I personally think that if you're going to be a criminal, I think the Big Guns Game Pass is probably one for you. And if you're going to be a police officer, then either the Police Customization Game Pass or the Detective Game Pass. Or if you want to really get some good roleplay, then I recommend the SWAT Game Pass. But I really hope this helps you guys figure out what Game Pass is best for you if you have the Robux to buy some. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please like the video as it does help out a lot, and make sure to subscribe to my channel as I do loads more helpful videos like this and some funny videos as well. But make sure you do everything else linked in the description as well, including joining my Discord server using the code discord.gg/amaze, and you can also go and follow me on Twitter. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite Game Pass is in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.